everybody, so I'm going to make the video for a dog sweater, a real simple dog sweater. I'm going to be using my Brother 1634 serger to serge it together. It's a great project. It'll keep your doggies warm, and if you have time in your spare time, you can make dog sweaters and donate them to the local pound or to the shelter or any person out there in the cold with a dog. So here it goes. So this is my pattern. This is going to be on the belly. This is doubled up, facing the outsides are facing in right now. And this is going to be the neck. It's going to end up like this. Okay, so I'm going to start by serging together just the top arms right here. Guess I need to turn it on first. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to serge the arms together, only the arms. I know I'm using black thread. I'm out of any other kind of thread, so but you shouldn't be able to see the thread anyways once I'm finished. And this particular sweater is going to be for a boy. That is why this little triangle is cut out right here. If you're doing a sweater for a girl, just make it straight down so that their belly's covered. Okay. So the arms are serged from the inside of the sweater. This is going to be the outside of the sweater. Okay. So there's this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the belly part, this part, and I'm going to stick it inside between these two pieces of fabric. And I'm just going to hold on to this part right here in my hand, so that way I'm by orientation know where it is. So I'm going to stick this on the inside like this, and I'm holding on to that side right there, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew this onto the inside of these two pieces of fabric. Okay, so I'm going to take it like this and like this. I'm going to serge this together. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side right here on the inside. I'm going to serge this side together. Like this. Then, so now I have this right here, which it's going to bundle up a little bit because on the chest is going to be smaller than obviously on the back of the neck. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to open it up, and whoops. I take this and I'm going to open it up like this, and I'm going to grab one side here. I'm going to grab this side and I'm going to put it right here and cover it up, and then I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to start sewing these two pieces together. When I get to right here, I'm going to stop, because then I'm going to reach in and I'm going to grab the other side right here, and I'm going to put it the same as this one is over here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm trying to make this video not too long so it doesn't take so long for it to load from my phone. Okay. Just make sure that this is lined up the way you cut it. Okay. Okay, so I'm almost to that place, so I'm going to grab this end right here. Okay, Remember this piece? I'm going to put it right here. Like this. And I'm going to finish, I'm going to sew it all the way up to the arm. There we go. Now, if you want to embroider anything on this, you want to do it before you start sewing. So you're going to want to embroider like the back on the embroidery machine before you even start to sew the sweater, so that way the back of the embroidery can be on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to flip this inside out. It really doesn't matter which way, because either way it's going to come out looking like a little sweater. I'm making this extra super small just for sake of the screen, because the last video I did, you couldn't really tell what the heck I was doing. So, okay, so now we have this little sweater already. See the little sweater? Now, I'm also going to do one more video after this so that you guys can see how you can make the belly part as thick as this, because I know you guys, some of you live in really cold weather, and the belly on this is not doubled up on fabric. Okay, so there's our little sweater. Now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take the neck, which it looks to me like the neck may be just a little bit too small. Oh, one very important thing, make sure when you're cutting your fleece, the fleece only stretches really one way, so you got to make sure you get the stretchy part and not this way going vertically. So make sure that your sweater is cut, or your pattern's cut out to where it stretches for the dog and doesn't, because when it doesn't, it sucks, because, you know, it doesn't fit. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do with the neck. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to straighten all this out. I'm just going to cut it just a little way, so that way it's not too tight around the neck. Now, you really technically, if you're doing it for a specific dog, you want to measure the neck area and the chest area, and I illustrated in the pattern that I posted how you want to measure that, because like this, so like the chest needs to be measured minus the armholes, and I'm not very familiar with terminology of like sewing, so if I'm saying all this wrong as far as how to measure, I'm very sorry. But okay, so there's this. So now what I like to do is I like to serge together these two pieces. I have to make sure that everything's sewn in before I do that, because once I serge this together, I'm not going to be able to flip it back over without cutting it to get back in there and make any corrections. Okay, so I'm going to serge just the back part together, just so that it's easier for me to put the neck on afterwards. And again, I'm using the Brother 1634 Serger to do this project with, and that's the only machine that I use unless I put any embroidery on it. Okay, so now this is together like this. Now what I want to do is I want to take this neck piece, okay, it's kind of crooked. I don't have a cutting board, or a cutting wheel for that matter, as many of you probably do, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this straight right here. And I'm just going to take this like this. I'm going to go a little bit over the back, over the middle right there. I'm going to pull this around like this. And I'm going to serge it. Okay, so I saw how much of the circumference I need. I'm going to serge it while it's open, not closed. Serge it like this. That way you don't see the seam in the sweater neck. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it like this. Okay, there's our little deck. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to serge the edge together so that way when I put it on the sweater, it's easier to sew. Okay. Okay, so there's our neck. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, and at this point it doesn't matter whether you do it this way or this way, but so, okay, I'm going to put it on the sweater upside down like this, and I'm going to try to make it so that this little seam is directly in the middle and the back, just so it looks nice. Okay, there we go. And I don't know how many of you actually have a serger. If you don't have one, you should get one because they're amazing. They make everything that you sew so much neater and nicer than when you don't have one, unless you have a lot of patience. Okay, so I'm going to serge these together and then I'll be done. Okay, so here we go. And here's your little sweater. There we go. So, like I said, I mean, if you're home alone and you're not even home alone, if you're just home in the winter time right now, winter months, the dogs at the shelters are all freezing cold unless we step up and help. So if you ever wanted to help a dog at the shelter and you always felt like, you know what, that's too hard for me to go to the shelter, I can't do it. This is a perfect way to give back to your community and help the dogs at the shelters. Just buy a bunch of fleece. Try to make the sweaters obviously bigger than this one. This one I made for demonstration. And take them down there and donate. They'll be so grateful. Thanks for watching, guys. This is a little sweater. I don't have a little dog this size to show you what it looks like on, but it fits. Thanks for watching.